What's going on, Vikings fans? Welcome in the Vikings Now by Chat Sports. My name is Patrick Siepman, and first off, Happy New Year to all of you guys. What a better time to be a Minnesota Vikings fan than right now with a huge matchup against the Detroit Lions heading our way this Sunday night. But coming up on today's show, Kevin O'Connell hopped on an interview with Mike Florio and Devin McCourty and talked about the Vikings culture and how he specifically built it. And he also talked about the weapons and the offense as a whole, and it is awesome, guys. We'll really have you ready, truly run through a brick wall before this game on Sunday. But before we dive into it, if you guys love yourself some Kevin O'Connell, some KOC, hit that thumbs up icon. I put the goal as 1,000 likes on today's show, so if you guys want to show our head coach some love, just hit that thumbs up button. As I feel blessed today. I mean, there are so many bad coaches in the NFL. There's so many bad organizations. But no matter what happens with the Minnesota Vikings, as long as we have Kevin O'Connell holding it down, I'm sure everything will be all right. So if you guys could, hit that thumbs up icon if you guys love yourself some KOC. So let's talk about it. Kevin O'Connell, this is how he opened it up when Mike Florio actually asked him, hey, just talk about the culture here a little bit. And he says, I think the biggest thing I wanted to build first here was a place where we were competitive. We were trying to push each other, push the guy next to you to be the better version of himself for not any selfish reasons. With that became a true goal of building a culture here where guys wanted to be a part of it. When they leave at the end of a long day, they can't wait to get back here the next day. And they can't figure out why other than they love being a Minnesota Viking. So that's the starting point of everything we do. And Kevin O'Connell, I'll tell you what, this was awesome to hear. I think it's a really special feeling when you have a bunch of, men in a room and a locker room who all have the same goal at hand, and every single day they do whatever they can to go and achieve that goal. I mean, here at Chat Sports, I love my job. I love my company. I love my coworkers. I wake up every day, and I can't wait to get to work the next day. And I'm sure it's that same feeling inside this Vikings locker room times 1,000. And it starts with that guy right here. And I love this photo from the Vikings team celebrating their win over the Green Bay Packers this past week. And Kevin O'Connell just, truly looks like a proud dad in this. And you can see that little smirk on his face. He actually joked around with Florio. He said he was trying to stand all the way on the back of the wall so he wasn't in the shot. But, shout out to this camera guy for getting that photo out there. But again, that even speaks to Kevin O'Connell just being the selfless person he is. But this is the part I love the most. Just KOC talking about his mindset here. And he says, I tried to build something week in and week out. And a part of that is having a 1-0 mentality. That I know is a cliche amongst coaches, but the reason why it matters here is because we are laser focused on how to win every single football game. They are all different. They're all one of one. Every team provides challenges. You really got to figure out how you are going to win that game. And I don't know if maybe it was just me when I heard that, but does that not remind you of a certain dynasty that we saw in the NFL over the past 20 seasons? It kind of reminds me of the Patriots Dynasty here. And I chose this photo of Kevin O'Connell and shout out to Tom Brady, the GOAT, when they were on the same team. But this is awesome, and this definitely has a Patriots Tom Brady type of mentality. Because I remember, watching that one documentary on Apple TV where it was just breaking down the Patriots Dynasty and Bill Belichick, Tom Brady. They talked about it over and over again where it's just like, hey, we don't have a true identity. We can kind of morph our identity to kind of set us up to be successful against whatever team it may be. And Kevin O'Connell is clearly taking a page out of that playbook. And, if I'm being honest, the Vikings kind of have a Patriots feel to them. Now, maybe the, self-inflicted wounds that I feel like the Vikings, this team, they still have them. They still have the pre-snap penalties. They still sometimes shoot themselves in the foot. But, I think as the season has gone along, we have seen this Vikings team clean up the mental mistakes, clean up the ways where you can truly beat yourself, and it starts with that guy. It starts with Kevin O'Connell, and I'm sure him being in the same locker room next to Tom Brady, seeing how Brady would work and seeing how Brady was a leader. I'm sure Kevin O'Connell was maybe taking mental notes like, hey, if I ever become a head coach, I'm going to take a page out of that guy's playbook because there is a reason why this guy has 7 rings, the most out of any franchise, any player, any coach. Tom Brady is number 1 on that list. But I want to ask you guys this here real quick. I had this question kind of pop up in my head. So for me, I'm a younger Vikings fan. I'm 25 years old. So my favorite head coach of this football team would no doubt be Kevin O'Connell because, that's really the peak of me being a Vikings fan is probably right now. Under KOC, I love Zimmer. I love Leslie Frazier, but I love everything that Kevin O'Connell's about. And I truly, him talking about, we got to go 1-0 on Sunday. It doesn't matter what we've done. All that matters is winning this singular football game. I just love everything he talks about. So I want you guys to let me know, down below in the comment section. Who is your favorite Vikings coach of all time? Let me know those thoughts down below. Now we'll dive into, I think I have 4 more quotes for you guys around Kevin O'Connell talking about his Vikings offense. But first, I do want to give a huge shout out to today's presenting sponsor, and that is Prize Picks. Now, if you guys download the Prize Picks app today, plug in that promo code CLNS. You guys will get $50 instantly after you create your first $5 lineup. Download the Prize Picks app today. Use code CLNS to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Now, what is Prize Picks? Prize Picks is the best place to get real money sports action with over 10 million members and billions of dollars in awarded winnings. Prize Picks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to all. You just pick more or less on at least 2 players for a shot to win up to 1,000 times your cash. Run your game all season long on Prize Picks. And I'll tell you what, I'm going to be cooking up a lineup for the Vikings Lions game this Sunday night in Detroit. And I'm probably going to take a bunch of Justin Jefferson Moores in this game. So if you guys want to get in on the fun with me and put some cash back in your pocket while you're watching a Vikings, Timberwolves, Wild game, whatever it may be, Prize Picks is the best way to do so. So download the app today. Use that promo code CONS. Get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Download the app today. Plug in that promo code CONS and get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. But massive shout out to Prize Picks for sponsoring today's show. Prize Picks, run your game. All right, so Kevin O'Connell, he was also asked about the first time the Vikings and the Lions met. And he said this. He says, teams morph and change throughout the season. I think the best teams kind of figure out their identity and stay true to that. The team we are playing in Detroit knows their identity. They know who they are. I think Dan has done a phenomenal job building up that team. And, I will give credit, man. Dan Campbell, as much as the Lions are kind of moving up my most hated teams list, big reason for that is them being so successful as of late. It's a little bit of a jealousy on that one. But I'll tell you what, man, this Sunday night, it's going to be a battle. And they showed this graphic after the Sunday night football game between the Falcons and the Commanders, and I was just staring at this, and I was just like, what a time to be alive. And, the thought I had was, this is why we are fans. For moments like this. Because of all the down years. Because of all those, Zimmer, Kirk Cousins teams just letting us down in the postseason. I don't think that's the case with this Kevin O'Connell, Sam Darnold era that we are living in right now, and the fact that we are on Sunday Night Football, 14-2 versus 14-2, with it all on the line, game 272, the number 1 seed, the NFC North crown. I mean, it is truly one of the biggest games, our biggest regular season games in NFL history. But I do want to share this with you guys. Kevin O'Connell was talking about the offense and why he thinks they're really peaking at the right time, and he says, this is the first time we have all of our offensive weapons on the field at the same time. TJ Hockenson joined, obviously Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, and Jalen Naylor coming off a big performance the other night. Aaron Jones and Cam Akers doing their thing. But I look at our offense, and I know really just recently we have felt like this is truly coming together. The original vision we had for it. And the quarterback playing as well as he is a real bonus because he has been so consistent and he has been the driving force. And I totally agree with KOC on that. I don't think Sam Darnold has been carried by this offense. I think Sam Darnold has done the carrying of this offense. He is more of a truck than a trailer. And I think once, because I still feel like there's still some people out there who just view this Vikings kind of success story of Sam Darnold when, even just talking about the Vikings with your friends at the lunch table and you're just talking about it, I guarantee you there will be that one guy that says, oh, he's got Kevin O'Connell and all these weapons, yada, yada, yada. I hear that. That hasn't been the case. Go turn on the film. Go see all the big-time throws he's made all season. He's been the best quarterback in the league with pushing the ball down the field, and it truly is special. And also with the offense, I feel like they haven't hit their peak yet. I think they had their best game of the season against the Seahawks. Then I think they followed that up and had their best game of the season against the Packers. And would I be shocked if they followed that up with having their best game against the Lions? and then in the division round, and then in the NFC Championship, and then hopefully they have their number one, their A+++ performance in the Super Bowl down there in New Orleans. But, I mean, I don't even think this is a hot take here. I think if you had to grab a combination of 3 wide receivers and a tight end, I don't think any other team can compare to the 4 guys you see on screen, because you have the best non-quarterback in the league, the best wide receiver in the league in Justin Jefferson, just under 1,500 yards. You got, in my opinion, one of the best wide receiver 2s in the league in Jordan Addison. You got a top 5 tight end in TJ Hawkinson, and then that guy all the way on the right, man. Shout out the freaking Speedy Naylor. He had a hell of a game against Green Bay Packers. I was actually just going back and watching some of that film, and this dude just made big-time plays. I mean, just over and over again in that game. He was just awesome. So shout out to Speedy, man. Overcame a lot in his career, and he's finally, breaking out here with a 6-touchdown season. I mean, who would have thought Speedy Naylor would have been putting up that type of production? But we'll close out today's show with this. Who you got? Vikings, Lions, Sunday Night Football. Give me a V for the Vikes, or give me an L for the Lions, and I will get on out of here. Hopefully you guys enjoy the college football games going on today. If you guys want to hit me up on Twitter, any questions around the Minnesota Vikings, you guys see the handle right down there, @PatSieps. We'll see you guys next time. As always, man, SKOL Vikes.